Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tarda Zone Talks. And we are here because Radio Times has asked the question of Doctor Who fans, and they have asked, what would Doctor Who fans like to see in the upcoming anniversary and beyond? So, what we want to do here is basically, do a stream where you guys, and I'll throw you our comments up on screen. You guys are going to tell the Radio Times exactly what you would like to see. So they said this hashtag Doctor Who fans. What do you want to see from the show in 2023 and beyond? Old faces, returning monsters, historical episodes, let us know. Now, if you go into some of the comments, you will see that there are a lot of comments got to do with less identity politics and gender politics and all of that. Some people talking about bringing it to 13 episodes again, stuff, people talking about spin offs. For me, quite simply, I just want good stories again. I want good character development, good plots, subplots, the lot. What RTD gave us in 2005. If he can replicate and better what he did in 2005, I will be happy. But he must, as he did before, put the story front and center. So for me, that's what I'd like to see. As for the returning old faces and old monsters and stuff like that, yeah, I wouldn't mind a mixture. But I'd like, as RTD did in his first era, to introduce new monsters and new villains and stuff like that. And that'll be absolutely fantastic. So that's what I'd like to see. Nothing too complicated. I just want Doctor Who to go back to basics, really. But all you guys in the chat, so you let me know in the chat. As I said, I'll throw your comments up, but let me know what yous would like to see uh, from 2023 and beyond. And remember, keep it clean because I'm going to throw the comments up. As I said, I've actually put this link in the Radio Times thread, and I've also retweeted the Radio Times article and popped it on top as well. So I've encouraged people that have channels to do that. Get as many fan opinion that you can, and let the Radio Times see what fans actually want from Doctor Who. So if you guys would like to, as I said, throw your comments up. Let me know what you guys would like to see from Doctor Who. And don't worry, I'm keeping an eye on YouTube just in case there's any membership chat as well. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. Because remember, unfortunately, it doesn't come up on StreamYard. So yeah, let me know what you guys would like to see from Doctor Who. Remember, guys, it's important that you actually give us our voice and give you our opinion. Because remember, for the last 5 years, you have been ignored. Yeah, and your opinions haven't been taken into account. So streams like this will help make your opinion count. So I would encourage anybody that has a YouTube channel to actually get as much fan opinion on this. And then, as I said, put it in that Radio Times thread. Let people see what fans want from all over the world. People have channels from different countries. Get your audience to come on, leave a comment, throw it up on screen. Let these people, Radio Times and the media, and hopefully it trickle back to RTD and he'll know what fans want. And that's the whole thing about this stream, is to give everybody a chance to give their opinion. And already we've got one there from Ezra, who says a Paul McGann miniseries. Again, this has popped up so many times. I think the window of opportunity is closing. Some people think that the boat has already sailed there, but I think we could still get him to do a mini series, and I think that would be absolutely fantastic. Let's see, who else have we got here? We've got the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Love to see Big Finish companions, stories, villains, etc. make their way into the show. Bernie Summerfield and all of the others. The only problem I would have with that is then if you introduce characters from the Big Finish universe, is that then you're getting into all of this about what will be canon and what won't be canon. And I think we've already had enough issues with canon under the previous regime. I just want to see a sci-fi show that doesn't ruffle the feathers right now. But maybe in the future. Look, I know some fans of Big Finish would love to see companions from Big Finish appear on Doctor Who, but we'd have to wait and see. You never know, though. You never know with RTD. Yeah, again, guys, keep your opinions coming in. You know, as I said, we've had two there. There's loads in the chat. Don't be shy. Let me know what you would like to see from Doctor Who from 2023 and beyond. We've got two great comments there so far. So let's see what everybody else has to say. And we've got another comment there from Scottish Davros and friends wrestle with pop culture. And they say a show that excites me again and doesn't embarrass me for another 5-year stretch and bring a scare factor and some danger back. Get the main show right before spin-offs too, says Daniel. As I said, give your opinions on what you would like to see on Doctor Who 2023. If you're new to coming in new, I see a few new faces. If you're new in, what we're asking fans is, because Radio Times has asked the question, what would you like to see in Doctor Who from 2023 and beyond? Old faces, historicals. Have you got another thing you'd like to see happen? Some people have given their opinions already. And the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS says, what happened to the Time Lords? Not this cyber crap. Romana, Rennie, Omega, Drax, etc. How did Romana lose Gallifrey? Did any of them fight in the Time War? Did they die? Well, you see, they could be addressed in spin-offs, you know? But again, main show has to be fixed first, and we need to start getting good ratings for the main show before we even consider spin-offs, to be quite honest with you. Ezra again with another one, a Dalek mini-series. Yeah, I'd love to see a Dalek mini-series, but done properly. If you're going to do a Dalek mini-series, it has to be, well, they would say R-rated in the movies, but you'd have to make it dark and gritty and show all the, the evilness of the Daleks. Do it absolutely properly. But again, it's got the main show has to be fixed. It's gone through a battering the last few years with bad writing, bad character development, and plot holes galore. And then he decided to mess around with canon and didn't bother fixing the mess that he made. And now you still even have people today defending that, saying, well, the fact that he didn't address it leaves it wide open now and leaves that mystery. No, don't excuse crappy writing. Don't be excusing crappy writing and the fact that he hadn't got the guts to go through what he started. And that's unforgivable. But again, coming back to obviously the RTD era, RTD2, as we're all calling it, Let me know. Daniel again with another comment. As I said, get your comments in, folks. Come on, there's loads in the chat, and there's only a few people here giving their opinion, right? I mean, we've all had to suffer the last 5 years, right? Yous all have opinions. I know yous do, because yous haven't stopped for the last 5 years giving. So don't get shy now. Let's show the media. This is what I said. Streams like this, we've got to encourage people. Give your opinion. What would you like to see from Doctor Who from 2023 and beyond? Disagree. I think you could fix a show properly, bringing in classic stuff. That's my one big grievance with Chibnall. Would be perfect to bring back the Monk. RTD can fix the future by using the past. He could, but I think if you ask the majority of Doctor Who fans right now, the fact that, you know, Chibnall decided to mess with something that he had no business messing with, in my opinion, and he didn't go through with it. So I don't think fans right now would like to see lots of classic stuff returning. It was nice to see. I have to say, the Power of the Doctor only gets credit because of the classic Doctors and the classic companion cameos. But as I said, you could do spin-offs with the classic companions. There's classic companions that you could do spin-off shows with. I think right now the focus in Doctor Who should be just telling good stories and just, you know, I wouldn't even try and fix what Chibs did. I'd ignore it completely, to be quite honest with you. Nobody wants the RTD era to be there to fix the mistakes made by the previous showrunner, in my opinion. If people agree with me, let me know. But I don't think that this current showrunner in RTD should be fixing the mistakes of the previous showrunner. How about Doctor Who animation series? Well, they could, now that they've got money. You know, some of these classic animations, you know, like, we still buy them and we still have a love for them. Well, let's be honest, the animation has never been great, right? There's one or two classic stories where the animation is actually pretty decent and it's not jarring watching. With money behind them now, they could actually start from scratch, basically, and redo all the animations again. And even those ones that they said would be too expensive to do, they could actually do now because they have money behind them. JFO says they should make the Doctor have less use of the Sonic and use their brain to get out of trouble rather than solving it quickly with the Sonic. Yeah, that's one thing that kind of has. And look, it's been kind of a trend. I think Christopher Eccleston's Doctor used the screwdriver in the proper manner. David Tennant up to a certain point, but then, you know, he was using it for tracking and stuff like that. So I suppose proper use there. But there has been a few incidents within the Moffat era where the screwdriver has kind of, it became a trend then, and Chibs obviously carried it on. But yeah, I agree with you. Less screwdriver. Screwdriver is supposed to be an aid, an extension, you know, as they say, the kind of an extension of the Doctor, but it shouldn't be used to, you're right, it should be used as a tool rather than something that will, you know, ultimately save the day. That's a bit stupid. Rob says, leave Earth for a bit. Should have the budget for that now. Less universe destroying arcs and more small scale stories. Make the Doctor mysterious again. Exactly. Now, some people will argue that's what the Timeless Child story arc was supposed to do, but if you don't finish it, then you're kind of, becomes a mess. But again, you have people that actually don't mind the Timeless Child story arc, but to me, it's kind of done a lot of damage to Doctor Who, and that's why we're in the position that we're in. So we'll see what happens. Scottish Davros again says, a companion that asks questions and challenges the Doctor when needed. Exactly like Donna did with the Doctor. I mean, the Fires of Pompeii is a perfect example of that, where she questions the Doctor and she challenges the Doctor. And it was done very well. Ezra agrees, yes, Doctor Who should stay off Earth for a long while. The Doctor and companion traveling around the universe, says Ezra. Yeah, I agree. Less Earth. Yeah, we've been too bogged down on Earth, haven't we? And that kind of does need to stop a little bit. I don't mind them going. Like, I'd like to see. This is what I'd like. I'll agree with Legend of the Traveling TARDIS on one aspect. It'd be nice to see kind of a classic element to the show. Some of those classic stories, where they're on a base and mysterious stuff is going on and people are missing and stuff like that. Like, if you can go back to those kind of stories, stuff like that, and he did do that when he took over. He had a few of those stories. They're the kind of stories. I want the horror stories back as well. I want to be really scared. That's what Doctor Who is missing right now. I think Chris Chibnall and co. Misunderstood the audience. You will always have one or two parents that will moan that Doctor Who is too scary. And during the Stephen Moffat and RTD reign, there was those criticisms. But those stories, if you look at the ones that they're talking about, like the God Complex, the Satan, the Impossible Planet, the Satan Pit, stories like that, even The Unquiet Dead, scared some kids. But they're iconic stories. Midnight as well is another one. Cracking story. Scares the living bejesus out of you. But it's an iconic story. Even some people argue Blink is scary. I think the other Angel story is better, to be quite honest with you. But I can understand why Blink is considered one of the best, because it was the Force Weeping Angel story. And that is creepy in that house. It is when they go to the house. It's creepy. But it needs to go back to that. It shouldn't be scared. Doctor Who shouldn't be scared to scare people. That's what we want. We want to be scared. We want to be enthralled. We want to be, we want to be happy. We want happy endings. Obviously, not all the time, because it's Doctor Who. Things go wrong, unfortunately. But yeah, it needs to go. It needs to recapture all of that, and I'm pretty sure that RTD will do that. A companion from the past or future 24th century companions have become a bit overdone. Fair point. More story, no agenda. Talented writers who actually have dabbed into sci-fi and actually proven themselves as sci-fi writers. I absolutely agree with every single bit of that comment. And this is the main thing that RTD needs to understand. We don't mind a diverse cast. We never have, right? But if you make that the focus rather than the story, then you get what you get the last 5 years. Again, if you bring in a team of inexperienced writers, which the previous regime did, then you get what you get the last 5 years. Now, I do believe that RTD will create some great stories, and there will be a message within those stories. There always is in RTD. Whatever he writes, there always is. But with Doctor Who, he knows that's a different show to everything else that he's ever done, right? So it won't become the focus. And that's the thing. As soon as people see something in it, right? But he won't put too much focus on it. But people out there, naysayers, will jump on it straight away, right? They have to go back and watch his first era because he did it a lot in that. But the story was the focus. But I do agree. I think he has assembled a team that can actually write sci-fi anyway. He has some of the old crew back as well. So I don't think we have to worry there. We don't have to worry there with that. But I agree with that comment, the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. That is the main... I think that's the main thing for every Doctor Who fan right now. We just go back to basics, man. Just go back to basics and write those great sci-fi stories, great character development, scare the crap out of us, as I said, get us all excited, space battles, the whole lot, right? Give it to us all, what we've missed the last 5 years. Scottish Davers, The Unquiet Dead feels like a classic story. Yeah, I've watched it recently. As I said, I'm watching Series 4 now on my TV, and I've been enjoying that. Ezra says RTD should be back a mix of sci-fi, fantasy, and historical episodes with a mix of bringing back classic villains and new villains. Yeah, as I said, get the balance right, and obviously he's going to see, this is what will happen. Doctor Who is going to be a springboard, right? What'll happen is he'll reintroduce villains, right? And they'll be in a couple of episodes of Doctor Who, and then it'll be announced then probably, oh, we're doing a spin-off now of this character or these villains. That's the way it'll be done. But Doctor Who will be the main show, so that'll be the springboard for a lot of these spin-offs if they do happen. But treat Doctor Who with respect, and then we've got no problem. No messaging in Doctor Who. Well, Doctor Who, in fairness, has always had messages in it, Ezra. You go back to classic episodes as well, classic stories they have. The thing is that the message hasn't become front and center. They do it within the sci-fi context, within the Doctor Who universe. And that's why it's so clever. This is why the last regime wasn't clever, because they smashed you across the head with a hammer with the agenda politics and the identity politics and all of this other nonsense, right? Whereas when RTD does it, he'll build up characters. Look at Captain Jack, for God's sake, right? He's an LGBTQ plus character, as people would say, right? And look how well he was done. And then he ended up getting Torchwood, and we learned a little bit more about Jack, right? That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You know what I mean? So if RTD keeps to that same belief, what he did back in the day when he wrote Doctor Who originally, then we don't have any problems. I do agree with no agendas, just tell Doctor Who stories. Exactly. But again, you could have an agenda in the story if you do it within the Doctor Who universe, right? We all know that the Daleks represent a certain group back in the 1930s and the 1940s, the nasty Germans, okay? Right? You can do it, but you do it within the sci-fi, the Doctor Who universe. Simple as that. And that's the one mistake that Chris Chibnall made. He changed the show for him. He didn't adapt his writing to the show. He adapted the show to suit his writing, his agenda, his politic. right? Remember, I said the same about Jodie Whittaker as well, right? The bottom line is this: if you take the role of the Doctor and you're the showrunner, right? When you take the role of the Doctor, you've got to adapt yourself to Doctor Who. You don't adapt the character to suit you. You put your own traits, your own personality into it, but you fundamentally don't change the main character of the Doctor. Jodie Whittaker did. She didn't adapt to the character. She adapted the character for her. Well, with Chibbs's help, obviously. Right? Same with him as showrunner. He didn't adapt his writing style to Doctor Who. He adapted the show to suit his writing style. And it failed. Whereas RTD won't do that because he's already proven it once before. And this is why I've said all of the Jodie stands and the Tassie stands that are still given out, you have no legitimate argument this time. Not like we did 5 years ago. Because David Tennant and RTD have already been on the show, been hugely successful. So all these are complaints and moaning about them are exposing. Well, everybody has seen you as true colours now. And both sides of the fandom have been calling you out, which is wonderful. I just haven't gotten involved because I've been saying this for 5 years about you, right? That yous were really the toxic ones, right? Yous are the ones that abused, bullied, and threatened fans in this fandom. And now people are seeing you for who you truly are now. But I will say there's a couple of hypocrites out there that are calling you out now, but had no problem retweeting my tweets on their Twitter account. Followed, yous were all following. This is the weird thing. The people that are calling them out now from the other side of the fandom, literally those people that are calling out are following them because when they retweeted my tweets, I'd get a pile on every time. And now these very same people are calling them out and saying that they're toxic. But you had no problem using those toxic people to try to take me down. So they're hypocrites. So as I've said to people, you know, because people on Twitter are sending me screenshots and stuff like this. And as I said, just let them have their rant and let them cry, right? Fans on both sides, as I said, are calling them out. And everybody has seen them for who they truly are. What we've been saying and others have been saying in this fandom for the last 5 years. So let them. Because the David Tennant fans are not going to put up with it. And the RTD fans are not going to put up with it. Right? And we've already seen that. They're not going to take this nonsense from them. Right? And here's the startling thing. When Jodie Whittaker was announced, and Chris Chibnall did his interview, and then we knew it was all going to go bad. And then she did her first, you know, all this about the male gaze and all of this stupid rubbish, right? The next issue of Doctor Who magazine that came out did very well, right? Because obviously it was the first issue with her on it. But the issues after that, right? The backlash from fans. The magazine was struggling. This time round, Doctor Who magazine has sold in every place that you've managed to be sorry, I'll say that again. Doctor Who was sold out in all the places that it was available, right? Sold out in Dublin, right? They were having distribution problems in some part of Scotland, but in parts that it was available, it sold out. Same with England. It sold out in England, right? You can now, for anybody actually that does want to get the magazine, you can get it from the Who shop. That is obviously, you know, they're still having issues with distribution, which hopefully they'll sort out when the next issue of Doctor Who magazine comes out. But why am I bringing this up? Because 5 years ago, when we had the backlash and it continued, all the way through, but they thought it would die down, the backlash, and it didn't, right? And it had an effect on the Doctor Who magazine, start having an effect on the merchandise. This time around, these so-called fans are ranting and raving on social media, have even sent threats to David Tennant and sent abusive stuff to RTD. Yeah, they haven't been able to affect the Doctor Who magazine because it's sold out. It's become the fastest selling issue of Doctor Who magazine, as far as I'm aware. The fastest selling in a long time. The success of the magazine is vital. Apparently, RTD, and I will get me copy because I did order it from the Who shop. Well, Cheryl ordered it for me. And it will be arriving. I don't know how long it takes, but I am getting me physical copy of the Doctor Who magazine. And I'm only supporting it because, as I said, I feel good about what's coming up with Doctor Who. And I do believe that RTD won't let us down. So let's go back to some of these comments. We got Scary and Cool Looking Monsters. RTD was the master of that back in the day. More of that, please. Tiggy says Captain Jack Harkness. Peter, again, like so many in the chat have said, take it off Earth for a while. Tiggy says one companion space dog or something. I wouldn't mind K9 coming back. I wouldn't mind K9 coming back, to be quite honest with you. It'd be nice. And with the budget that they have now, you know, you could probably, I know some people probably feel sad about it, but you could probably CGI K9 now. I want to see more parts of the inside of the TARDIS. Well, I can tell you that you will. I can tell you that you will. The TARDIS is going to be bigger than it's ever been because, again, they have the budget to do it. Another e-space adventure for a season would be great, says Peter. I think the TARDIS needs to be more interactive. Maybe start having a bigger personality, says Tiggy. Don't think it would be way more computerized by now. Don't you think it would be way more computerized by now? Yeah, but the TARDIS is as we've come to discover is a living thing. So, you know, I don't know how fans would feel about the TARDIS being. I mean, the Doctor's Wife was a great episode, and people did like that. And actually, that's another scary episode, actually. But I don't know if fans would be a fan of that. Dark Time Lords would be a nice angle. Yeah, well, the Time Lords did some. That's what I mean. If they did, you know, you could do a Time War spin off and you could see the dark side of the Time Lords. Because remember, you know, it's been discussed, you know, both all sides of the war did heinous stuff. Tiggy says they should have theirs tomorrow. Fantastic. Can't wait to get mine. Let's see. We got Lord Thought in the chat says, morning, afternoon, everybody. For anybody living in America, it's still available at Who American Museum in Indiana. So there you go. If anybody wants to get it there, if anybody's anywhere near Indiana, that's where you'll get it. Peter says, got the last one on Saturday, just gone. Doctor Who magazine, I'm in. Must have a look again to see if it's been reordered. Some of the prices on eBay are disgusting, and that's why you should order it on the Who shop. I will put the link actually. Hold on, I'll get it up. Right? Yeah, because someone has decided, right? Someone sent me a screenshot there now. You can buy it on eBay, right? 89 fucking quid. Are you joking? Like, I'm not that desperate. And I mean, I know they only sent it to me. They weren't sending it to me to say they were just showing basically how much they were bleeding charging. But it was like, Jesus Christ, these scalpers have no morals whatsoever. So there's the Who shop there. It's in the chat there. So if you want to get the magazine, I think they're selling it for $6.99 English pound. So whatever your currency is then. But then there's obviously an extra payment, and apparently you have to spend over 10 quid or something. So that's why Cheryl got something else to go with the magazine. There you go. In the States, it costs 21 quid to get it shipped. Yeah, there is a cost, unfortunately. But look, if you want it, it's better than paying the scalpers, because they're disgusting. They're disgusting. I don't know how they can even get away with that. It's absolutely, totally disgusting that they could put it on eBay and try charge that amount of money. Daniel has another one. He says, no romance in the TARDIS. It's a sci-fi and adventure show. Leave the romance out. And Peter, like myself, bloody scalpers. Exactly. It's bleeding disgusting, man. So here are the Who shop. It's part of Doctor Who. It's legit. You know, if you're happy with everything that's going on so far, and you feel like supporting all of these different licenses and stuff like that, please do. While the vibe is good, let's see. If they see, they're doing good things, and they see then the fans are reacting in a positive way, then hopefully we can keep the good vibe going. Anyway, let's see. We got JWC Reviews in the chat. It says, hey, everyone. And as I said, if you haven't got the Doctor Who magazine, the Who shop is in there if you want to get it. Instead of paying the scalpers 89 fucking quid, the cheek of them. Cheek of them. And eBay isn't a place for people with low finances can shop. It's a den for the scalpers. Exactly. You'd want to be really desperate. And don't get me wrong, I was gutted that I couldn't get it, right? And I was getting rather desperate. I was trying everywhere, and then someone sent me the link to the Who shop, and I didn't even know they were on bleeding Twitter. It just goes to show you. I followed them straight away. Asked them, "Do you ship to Dublin?" As soon as I heard that, Cheryl, we can get the magazine. Done. Would love to know how many magazines were produced. They messed up. Well, they didn't. They obviously didn't produce enough. But the Who shop should get a decent stock of them anyway, and then send them all over the world, distribution that way. But I think it's great that you can get it in different places. But look, it's sold out in the places where there was no distribution problems, including Dublin. I can actually verify that, including Dublin, it's sold out. It's absolutely sold out. It's sold out on the Panini store as well. Right? It's sold out. The Who shop, obviously now they've gotten hold of it, but they said they have plenty there. But as soon as I put that up, and then I text Wolf in the Storm, because she was trying to get it, and then I sent her the link. She goes, "Oh, I've already ordered mine from there." So that's where people are going now to order, because it's very hard to get. So I will say this though, they want to sort that out for the They want to sort that out for the next time because we can't be having those issues. But yes, I would love to see the official figures and how many they actually sold, because it'd be very interesting if we could compare it to previous years or even Jodie Whittaker's first. I mean, Jesus Christ, man, it sold out in quick time. Rob, I'd like to see a creature which is a xenomorph, but which changes slowly like a Rinnin. I can never say that right. You never know when it's a friend or when it's an enemy. Chris says, I'm with Daniel. It's past time Doctor Who returns to being the person who care for everyone, not a figure for romance. Yeah, that's why I like Donna. This is why I think it's clever bringing Donna and David Tennant's Donna and Tennant's Doctor. It's a stroke of genius by RTD. He knows what he's doing. Lindsay says hello. Hello, Lindsay. Again, for anybody that's new to the chat, Radio Times has asked fans what would they like to see from Doctor Who from 2023 and beyond, old faces, historicals, old villains, and all of that? Or do you have a different opinion? What would you like to see in Doctor Who? And this is the purpose of this stream. So if you haven't made a comment already, please do, because what's happened is I've put this video in the thread of the Radio Times article. Well, it's not an article, post, and what you call it. I'm hoping that they see it so they can see what fans actually want from Doctor Who. I think it's very important. I did say to other people as well, behind the scenes, I said, look, not telling anybody what to do, but I think it'd be a great idea if we all did videos or streams, got people on, or not got people on, got people to give their opinion, throw it up on screen so the Radio Times can see what fans actually want from Doctor Who. So if you haven't given a comment, please let me know in the chat. I'll pop your comment up as I've been doing, and let me know what you would like to see from Doctor Who going forward. So let's see what other comments we have. Now, do you have the new issue of Doctor Who magazine? That's the one I've ordered. I've had to order the magazine, so I'm waiting on it to come. Daniel, Confidential back. Love the behind the scenes stuff. Bring it back as a weekly show. It would also help a struggling BBC Three. I agree. Absolutely. Chris just reminding everybody to, for everyone in the chat and those lurking, show some support for Noel and smash that like button. Yeah, I would say that. Thank you, Chris. No mention of Whittaker's Doctor, full stop. Well, I don't know. I think personally he'll ignore it, but if he doesn't, then obviously she's going to be mentioned and she'd have to be mentioned. We'll just have to wait and see. Of course, as I've given my opinion, I think he'll steer clear, but you never know. JWC reviews. Lots of I can never say that word either. Historicals. Will you all stop with the fancy words and killing me? Would be nice, like the Time Warrior or the Visitation. Yeah, well, again, I think he'd be very clever. I think he should kind of, as I said earlier in the stream, rope some of those classic elements in. And he did that a bit in his first era, but I'd like to see a lot more of it. I do agree. I want to see more horror and gothic themes. The doctor should always be excited to discover new things, places, and people, and not always know everything beforehand, and never eats pears. Good point. Good point. Yeah, pyramids, Morbius. Yeah, yeah. I'd love to see Zootech return. I've said this plenty of times, and they could do it now. Um, yeah, it'd be very, very interesting. And remember, they've got the DH technology as well. So, I mean, they could literally bring anybody back. They could literally bring anybody back at this stage. Jesus, they could literally bring back William Hartnell. Get someone the same height of him, the heights of him, put them in a green suit or whatever, which way they do it, and then, put his face. It's crazy, man. JWC Review says, I think they need a new master, to be honest. Well, I think I've already said, I'm not going to go back on it. I wouldn't mind seeing um, Sasha appear in RTD's era. I think, especially in The Power of the Doctor, I think he nailed it, actually. It's what I was hoping for. But he did. I think I've always defended him anyway. I've liked his master. It's just a pity that he's in such a crap era at Doctor Who. But I think he nailed it. But, it is a new beginning. So, and if you are going to just ignore, then you wouldn't want any connection, would you? But even Shooty has said he wouldn't mind facing up against Sasha's master. So I don't think I don't know. I don't think we've seen probably the end of Sasha's master. Pyramids scared me at 13. Lindsay said, I would like to see the Black Guardian come back. No, let me ask you. Let me ask a question to everyone, including yourself. Deep fake or recast? Right. Okay. Here's the thing. We know modern television that if they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it, and they don't care about what we fans actually think. But for me, I've always had a problem with recast. And I actually think deep fake. How do I put this? Right. I know that there's some Hollywood stars now that are basically handing over their likeness rights to different companies so they can deep fake them or de-age them or whatever in the future. Right. I think Bruce Willis has done it as well. And we know Carrie Fisher did it. But for me personally, I find that kind of uncomfortable. I always kind of have. Especially like when they did it with Mark Hamill with Luke Skywalker, it was okay because Mark Hamill is still alive. I just don't feel as comfortable when we know that that person is dead, and then we're seeing them on screen in a few. It just, for me, no. When they started all of this technology, doing these virtual concerts of artists that had passed away. We got into that realm, and I don't particularly. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of either, to be honest. I think David Bradley did a good job playing William Hartnell and the Doctor, but I had so many problems with it as well. I just don't think it's for me personally. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. But let's see what everybody else in the chat has actually said. But I'm not a fan of either. So there's the simple answer. But I wanted to kind of give you the reasons why. Would they cast a white actor against a black doctor? Shooty would have to call a white man master problematic these days. Yeah, but it'd only be problematic to the people that are the racists, which is normally the other side of the fandom. So I wouldn't worry about that because we wouldn't have a problem with that. We wouldn't have a problem with that because it's a sci-fi show. We don't, we see beyond skin color. We see the actor, their acting ability, all of that. That's what counts. Remember, it's the other side that's been projecting for the last 5 years, and now their true colors are shown. A story where something goes wrong with the TARDIS and traps the Doctor and has to figure a way out. I agree. That would be a good one. Rob Fellows, I would like to see the Trickster or the Pantheon or Discord from Sarah Jane Adventures would be good. Well, Daniel's a huge fan of the Sarah Jane Adventures. So here's a comment. There is something deeply unwholesome about owning someone's likeness. Really, it should be maybe like a 30, 50 year thing, not in these words, man, these are killing me. I can't even say that word because my speech won't allow me to. Just finished up the character arc or whatever and let them be. Listen, William Hartnell's dead, right? Bottom line is, I don't want to see William Hartnell in Doctor Who. We have our memories. I don't want those memories tainted because they already have. And it's not David Bradley's fault. It was the writing. So, no, I don't want to see any de-aged classic Doctors. No way. Not a chance. It doesn't matter. You could break the word up for me. I cannot physically say it because of me speech thing. I can't say it. Stop dissing on the past. Lamestream media. Without the past, you wouldn't have what you have now. I'm Asian, and my favorite episode is the Talons of Wang Chiang. There was that was a different time. Stop saying, and then you're obviously going to continue that comment. So we'll wait for your. But I do agree with you. It was a different time. This is what's wrong with the modern fan. They want to find fault with everything and call things racists and all of this other fucking rubbish that they come up with. It was the time, this is the thing. They're uneducated, these people. You know, they don't understand the concept that, you know, that different times, you know, different decades, different ways of thinking of things. You know, we evolved as a society. You know, things move on, but these people want to stay stuck in the past and rip down the past, and everything is bad and all of this other nonsense. I watched the CGI recreation of Peter Cushing in Rogue One. It wasn't bad, but yeah, look, fans will have their opinion on it. For me, it's a no go. So, you would have done better. You would have done better when you weren't there. They did the best they can during a different time. Get off your high horses. Yeah, well, listen, nobody's listening to those fans anymore because, you know, the last regime, pandered to them. This regime is not pandering to anybody. This regime is navigating its way through this toxic fandom and is trying to keep everybody happy. But unfortunately, they haven't been able to keep, as I said, the Jody stands and the Tassie stands happy because they're not happy. David Tennant has returned and RTD has returned, and their arguments that they're making are not valid, and people are seeing them for who they truly are. And these are the same people that would get that episode and did try to cancel that episode. Remember, these are the same people that tried to cancel a dead man in John Pertwee, right? When that video surfaced of an old ad that he did, where he basically says to your woman, get your things out, right? And the media, along with those fans, tried to cancel a dead man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, you know, as I said, RTD's been very clever. You know, these fans have already shown that they'll jump on anything to give out to him about, and he's just not having any of it. I think if those still around wanted to sign off on it, I'd actually be broadly okay with it. Certainly not the Hartnell doctor, but if McCoy wanted to say, yeah, do me after I'm gone, then it wouldn't be so bad. Yeah, it wouldn't be so bad for some years, and that's understandable. But I wouldn't like the idea of it. But look, it's probably going to happen anyway, so I just better get used to the fact, you know. I'd rather them just do animations if you're going to do that. Just animate them. New monsters going forward, similar to seasons 13, 14. Actually, even more seasons 15, 16, 17, 28 had a few return of monsters. JNT says kind of cool. Ezra says, no, these so called fans do not care about the history of Doctor Who. In fact, they hate the history of Doctor Who. Absolutely correct. They're not fans, though. That's the thing. See, look, I've noticed it as well with this whole. So, obviously, I don't want to get bogged down on this, but if you're a football fan, the biggest news story is Cristiano Ronaldo. He has come out and slammed Manchester United, the manager, everybody, basically. And what I've noticed on social media is the same as what we've noticed in the Doctor Who fandom. So, in the Manchester United fandom, or fan base, they're actually fans of Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, these fans of Cristiano Ronaldo will follow him everywhere. So if he leaves Manchester United, which he is, whatever club he goes to next, that's the club they're going to support because Cristiano plays for them, right? It's the same with the Doctor Who fandom. We've got this new breed of fan who don't support the actual show, right? So here's the thing. The people that start following Doctor Who when Jodie Whittaker took over were fans of Jodie Whittaker, were fans of what she represented, right? They weren't fans of Doctor Who. They were fans of what Jodie represented to them, right? And then obviously those fans start shipping the two of them because Jodie and Mandip both acknowledged that, and then Chris Chibnall then shamelessly played with it, as he said, and didn't actually give them the ending that they wanted, right? But the thing about it is that these new fans, the majority of them, are gonna move on anyway, right? But let's understand this though. They've never cared about Doctor Who, right? Anything that they have seen in the classic era or the new Who era that they think, should be called out, they will call it out. They will call it out because they want to destroy what came before. So then she stands alone, and her era is, in fact, like, the start of a new beginning and all of this. Right? They're not fans of the show. They never have been fans of the show. Fans of Jodie Whittaker. Same with Mandip Gill. Right? You had her fans come in. Right? But they still weren't fans of Doctor Who. These were never fans of Doctor Who. And now they're showing their true colours. These are the same fans that said that the classic logo was like the Paw Patrol logo. They actually exposed themselves that they were not fans and never watched the classic Who episode. The diamond logo, they said, was Paw Patrol. They ripped off Paw Patrol. They ripped off Paw Patrol. Right? That's the kind of fan that Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker pander to. They didn't even know that they didn't even know that there was a classic logo, and they've probably seen it online all over the place. But yeah, said, "Oh, it looks like they've ripped off the Paw Patrol logo." Right? These aren't the fans. They've never been fans of the show, and shame on Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker for pandering to them. Right? These very same fans have destroyed the fandom. Now they'll move on. They're locusts. This is what I called them originally. They're locusts. They're like a plague. Right? They come in, they try to change everything about the show, right? And they try to basically silence the fandom. When I seen that happening, I said, nah, it's about time that I speak up now. And that's when I started this then full time. But they never cared. Sure, even look when Emily Cook, during the lockdown, gave us all something to keep us going during the lockdown because people were all suffering with their mental health. And then as soon as the Garrett Roberts episode came up, right, they had her do a U-turn. Right? Same with Human Nature, Family of Blood. After that went on, they accused David Tennant of being a racist. Right? A racist. Right? And they said all sorts of crap because they don't understand those times and the history back in those days because they're planks they haven't been taught properly in school or in college because the educational system worldwide is an absolute fucking joke. Right? But anything that they didn't like, they tried to take down. That's what they are. And you see it everywhere. It's this new type of fan that I don't understand. They support an individual rather than the whole, like what we do. We support the brand of Doctor Who, the history, the legacy. That's what we do as fans. But these are only that support a person and support what they represent to them. They're absolutely, and some of them will stick around now, right? Here's the thing: some of them will go, right? But a lot of them are going to stick around now because now they've got another person that they can exploit now in Yasmin Finney, and they'll do the same with Shooty as well, and they'll exploit him as well. And I'm talking about these locusts, right? And the media will do it as well. RTD made the point about the costume, right? He said it, and people have actually criticised him for that. No, he was right to come out and say what he said. He said that it would be used by the media, right? And he didn't want it to be used by the media, right? But that's what these fans will do now. They'll use Shooty, they'll use Yasmin, and they'll use anybody that comes into the show because that's what they are. They're not real fans. They never were, never will be. It's absolutely ridiculous. Right, let me see. Christmas specials, I reckon, are going to come back. It's a given with RTD. He prefers Christmas. And again, they'll have a problem with that as well. Oh, why are you doing a Christmas episode for Christmas is problematic now? You can't say like you were. That's why Chibnall put it on New Year's Day, apparently. Because people were giving out the Christmas. These idiots giving out Christmas. We hate Christmas. We hate everything that's fun. Like there was even, I remember a couple of years ago here, in the hospital that I live beside, they always put a crib in for Christmas, Mary, Jesus, Joseph, all of that, the wise men and all. People start criticizing, oh, it offends my religion. Well, you're living in a, well, sorry to say this, but you're living in their country as a guest or whatever, right? We can have a crib if we want to bleed and have a crib. Nobody's stopping you from celebrating or not celebrating Christmas. But let the rest of us have our beliefs and stuff like that. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. And these fans are just, oh no, we don't want Christmas specials. Yeah, stands. I don't like using stands. They're crazier than stands, though, mate. They're crazier than stands, but you are right. They're genuine. I just call them Tassie stands or J-bots, They were fans of the agenda, not the show, so they will leave with her. No, not all of them won't. Because Shooty now is a black man, so they want to use that as they'll use him as a weapon. Anybody that has any criticism, if they criticize his performance in Doctor Who, is going to be classed as a racist. I'm just letting you all know. That's the way it works now. You need to pay attention to the last 5 years. Some of these fans are not going away. They're going to stick around. They'll also use Yasmin Finney as a weapon as well, right? Because she's trans. So anybody if anybody criticizes her performance, which won't know, nobody will have any criticisms until we see anyway. There mightn't even be any criticisms because Yasmin could knock it out of the park. But the bottom line is, if there is anybody out there has a genuine, legit comment to make about the acting, then it'll be piled on and they'll be called, oh, you're transphobic, oh, you're racist. Right? They'll use it as a weapon. So no, not all of them are going to go. Majority of them are actually going to stick around because they live for this type of stuff. They live to be able to call fans racists, transphobes, and all of this other bull crap that they've been going on. They just won't be able to resist. And the ones that are saying, "Oh, I'm not watching because David Tennant," yeah, they probably won't watch David Tennant, but it won't matter anyway because it'll still be a ratings hit. But they'll come back for Shooty, right? And they'll only come back for Shooty because, as I said, they'll want to use him as a weapon against fans because they're not fans, right? They always have an agenda. So the majority of them, if people are that naive to think that the majority of them are gone, they're not. They're not. They're going to stick around. And we've already seen it because they're very active right now, giving out about David Tennant and RTD. They haven't moved on. They're still online. Bobby says, in the 80s, you had Cagney and Lacey. I watched that show. Why not have Ace and Tegan? Again, you know, once the main show is fixed, you can have all your spin-offs all you want. But for me, the main thing is that the show is set right first. She's gone, and hopefully our fans. I'm telling you, they're not going anywhere. I think everybody is under. Esther, listen, I've predicted everything so far. I told you that they would go mental, right, when David Tennant came back and when RTD came back, right? And now it's Fischl and Jody is gone. You've seen it. I predicted all this. I said there'd be a backlash from them, right? I'm telling you now, they're not going anywhere. People think they're going, right? I've looked at this. They're not going anywhere. They're still active. They're waiting to use Shooty and Yasmin Finney as their next weapon against fans. They're going absolutely nowhere. And by the way, the majority of them won't watch, right? But they'll stay on social media just to have a go. The diamond for me is a celebration of the past, and for the 60th year, they do not get it. Of course, they don't. More like piranhas. No, they rip it to pieces and move on to the next meat. Yeah, well, unfortunately, I think these piranhas are sticking around. The Paw Patrol comment still makes me laugh, says Daniel. Yep. Kind of cool. It's all about the future now. That's it. Johnny says it's because they don't understand what a script is. I don't think any. I really don't think they are sure things had to be explained on the screen to them. Do you remember under the Chris Chibnall era, you had to explain everything to them because they were stupid. I'll just say it as it is. They were stupid. Don't get sci-fi. It's too intelligent for them. As I said, they're not fans of the show anyway. The fans of Jodie Whittaker and all the other shit. Tennant and Gatwa are the future. I have no interest in the past era. Wolf and Storm says hi all, and the Wolf and the Storm got our magazine as well. The Legacies of the Trolls would make a good Who episode. Chibi said it wasn't a democracy. RTD can do what he wants with a regeneration scene. Should get news of new companion soon, probably the 23rd of November. Don't forget, no, you can't call it a Christmas special. It's seasons special now. No. And I know you're only messing and taking the piss because that's how ridiculous it actually is. But no, it's a Christmas special. And if the word Christmas or happy or Merry Christmas offends you, well then, as far as I'm concerned, you need to get a life. You need to get a life. Seriously, people. I don't know what's happened there, society, Chris, but I can tell you, mate, it's really fallen to the pits of hell. We're living in hell right now. I hate Christmas for purely legitimate reasons. However, I do look forward to Doctor Who. Yeah, well, the Christmas, don't get me wrong, right? I love the day and stuff and eating all the shit, but the thing about it is that it costs you a shit ton of money, and the stress of it all for one day is not really worth it, is it? Really, but we do it anyway because we like to have the good things for one day a year anyway. At least the way things are going, I think everybody will look forward to this Christmas more than any other, because it'll probably be the last Christmas or the last decent Christmas we'll have, because I think after the new year things are really going to go to crap around the world. So enjoy it. Oh, you'll always have people giving out about Christmas. I mean, my parents used to give out about Christmas all the time because it cost a fortune. Um, yeah, but the criticisms aimed at it now is ridiculous. And people saying you can't say Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas anymore is just ridiculous. It's never known Christians complaining though. It's usually then uh, native secular types complaining on naive. Um, yeah, but at the end of the day, right? Look, it is nice to kind of have a bit of a giggle of what's happening at them and stuff like that. But look, we must be better in this situation. Let them have their rant and their rave, right? And yes, they do know what's going on. They're not stupid in that regard. They know it was a failure, right? They're lashing out right now, right? And they wanted Jodie Whittaker, even though it was a failure, they still wanted Jodie Whittaker's doctor to be validated, and it wasn't, right? And the reason why it wasn't is because for them, another female doctor had to come in to validate our doctor, and now that hasn't happened. They realised. So they were hanging on to the fact that he would give them Tasman so he'd soften the blow, but he couldn't even do that either. So now they're mad. Now they're taking it out on David. Now they're taking it out on RTD, whereas they should be actually aiming all their anger at the man who let them down. Kind of cool. Thinks the logo will hang around. I do agree as well. Right. You need the day to recover from all of the hassle and stress and shouting that went before. I know. Well, me and Cheryl now kind of we there's none of that. We don't. What happens is the way it works is I do all the cooking anyway. So the way I do is Cheryl relaxes. We don't actually have any arguments. Christmas. It's nice and relaxed actually. Um, the only stress that I have is cooking everything and getting everything to cook all at the same time or to be ready all at the same time. And that's the tricky part sometimes. Hell is warm, it's cold here. I need a heat. Brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, just actually on David Tennant. So David Tennant is a busy bee. So not only is he doing that show, he only recently did a show, and now he announced another one where he's playing that Russian fella that was poisoned. Uh, and now he's announced that staged Series 3 is happening. So and he's doing the Doctor Who specials as well. So David Tennant is a very busy boy at the moment. The amount of work, I'm telling you, man, he doesn't get enough praise, this fella. The amount of bleeding shows and scripts and stuff that he's doing, I just don't know how he has the energy. I really don't. But yeah, he's back for another stage with Michael Sheen. Yeah, we said the same here. We're not going to go overboard now. So normally we get a turkey and a ham, and we go all out. Now we're still going to get our stuffing and stuff, but we were thinking we mightn't get the ham this year. I might just get the turkey, and then I could concentrate on making the turkey. I do make. As I've probably seen now lately, I've been throwing up a lot more food that I've been cooking me burgers and stuff like that. So um, what I might do this year is I might show you the prep process. What I'm going to do with the turkey, the stuffing, all of that, and yeah, interesting. I do like the cooking. Once it gets going, I don't be that stressed. I can kind of, you know, I can kind of relax. Well, I say relax. I'm up and down every 5 bleeding minutes off the sofa because I'm either basting something or I'm checking something doesn't overcook. All of that. I'll cook Anton. I'll give Anton a go. But I do like making a nice spaghetti bolognese, I have to say. Yeah. So sometimes I find turkey a bit bland. Yeah, well, you see, turkey. Yeah, turkey takes a lot of care because you could cook. It's very easy. It's very easy to dry out your turkey. But we've been doing this for years, even before they start doing it on TV. But if obviously if you're a fan of garlic butter, if you're not a fan of garlic butter, then just use ordinary butter. But put butter or garlic butter in a syringe, right? And then what you do then is you go to the breast of the chicken or the turkey and insert the garlic butter using the syringe into the breast and then spread it all out and do it for all the turkey. And then you put another layer of butter on top of the turkey and then you add some streaky rashers, right? The streaky rashers and the butter will keep the breast of your turkey moist, right? Always cook now. Some people get air turkey will be boned and rolled, which means they take out all the bones and basically they roll it into it. So that's the way we will get air turkey done. But if you do a full turkey, remember same process, right? The butter, uh, syringe the butter into the turkey skin underneath the skin all along the breast. Spread it out with your fingers then, not too rough, just spread it out. Then put another layer of butter on top of the breast and all around it, right? And then add your streaky rashers. And then obviously baste it as you would baste it normally, but always make sure to baste the breast the most. Keep that as moist as possible. Lamb or pork for Chris. See, I would eat lamb or pork for Christmas, but Cheryl won't eat lamb, and she won't. She's not. Pork doesn't react well with her, but I would actually eat that for Christmas dinner myself. But I do. Me turkey does. Me turkey does be okay. So yeah. There's lots of things you could do. Biggest mistake that people make is they put water in the bacon tray, thinking that the steam, trust me, it actually makes it worse. It actually dries it out a lot more. It'll dry a lot faster. So there's ways of getting around it. Those streak. Then now halfway through the cooking, obviously your streak. Now obviously you put tin foil all over that, right, and you stick it in the oven with your tray, right? And you cook it the way you'd normally cook your turkey. But halfway through the cooking process, right, take the tin foil off and then cook it for a further 20 minutes with the bacon exposed. Then remove it, the bacon, right? Take the turkey out of the oven briefly. Remove all the streaky rashers. And don't forget to put your herbs on as well. I forgot to mention that herbs as well to give the turkey some taste. Bit of thyme and a bit of sage. You can use whatever herbs you want yourself, whatever personally you like on your turkey. But I use thyme, sage, and stuff like that. I love even maybe a bit of rosemary. Rosemary with lamb is better, obviously, but get those herbs, those aromas going. Take the streaky rashers off and then baste your turkey again, paying close attention to the breast on your turkey, and then put it back in the oven and cook it the rest of the way. Right now, while you're waiting on it to cook, then you have those lovely streaky rashers that you took off. Right now, those streaky rashers are going to have the taste of the garlic butter and the turkey in them. Right. Get yourself a lovely baguette, butter it up, and put those streaky rashers in a roll, cut it in half, and I guarantee you, I'm not telling you a word of a lie, it'll be the best bacon roll you will ever have in your life. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, so I might show you that process. Well, I'll show you obviously when I have the all the butter on, then I'll show you the way we put the streaky rashers on and all of this and stuff and what we've put on it. Stuff if I can get the camera to work properly, then might be able to show you. We'll see if we can do that. But yeah, look, it's the best bacon roll. Trust me. You'll net you every year. Seriously, it's actually a tradition in my mum and dad's house. My dad will like pile on the streaky rashers, right? And non-smoked streaky rashers, by the way, because you don't want smoke on your turkey. Trust me, because you've got all the other stuff going on it. You don't need that. So normal streaky rashers from the butchers. But it's become a tradition in my mum and dad's house that you'll take them off and then you put them all on a plate, and everybody would make sandwiches out of them. So yeah, you should try it, man. You should try it. I'm not messing. Anyway, I better stop talking about food before I starve you is all. Now even talking about the food myself and bleeding hungry. Let's see what else have we got. Yeah, so does anyone have Doctor Who cookbook? Says Rob Fellow. No, I don't. That'd probably be something to look into. And as Peter said, he prefers lamb or pork for Christmas. It's a family tradition, and every family do have their traditions. As I said, we're probably just going to go with the turkey this year, no ham, because we don't want, because there's only two of us anyway, and Ted, and we don't like giving him stuff like that because we want to keep him fit and healthy. Lindsay says cooking with no new show, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that would go well on the TARDIS. Cooking with spit roast lamb. Now that was my childhood memories of Christmas, says Chris. That actually, you know what, Chris? I'd be with you on that one. That actually sounds lovely. Spit roast lamb. Could you imagine how tender that is? Oh, stop, man, stop. I think I'd like to stick to the third Doctor diet. Plenty of booze and cheese, as in Day of the Daleks. Well, yeah, it would be a bit of alcohol consumed as well. All of this Christmas there, yeah, it is making me hungry too. It's making me hungry too. And actually, it's probably about time that I actually cook. So yeah. Yeah, I'll try show you the process. You know, um, it's it doesn't even take a lot of work. But seriously, inject your butter underneath the skin, right? Whether it's garlic butter or whether it's plain butter, but make sure it's butter, right? Real butter. That's the key, right? So I'm telling you, and then the butter that you're gonna smear on the breast, then make sure you put your herbs in that butter. So whatever herbs you want, whack it in, right? And I like to add in a little bit extra garlic as well because I really like the taste of garlic, but I have to leave the garlic out. So I'm doing it with butter because Cheryl can't eat garlic. This is the thing that annoys me living with someone that can't eat onions and garlic. These are literally the main things for Christmas, one of the main ingredients in Christmas, and I have to figure my way around that because Cheryl doesn't like onion. So we normally have separate stuffing as well. So that's how I get away with that. If I can't have bleeding garlic butter on me turkey, I will certainly have garlic in me fucking uh in me stuffing. So yeah. So can't wait. I actually can't wait to believe it or not. I know it is stressful time, but I'm actually going to enjoy this Christmas. It's me plan anyway. You know. Remember, Christmas is time of reflection as well, and you know, it's always nice. Me and Cheryl have had the last few Christmases here, obviously because of the pandemic and stuff, and we've liked actually just the two of us with Ted. It's been nice and it's intimate, so that's what I like. A steak and kidney pie for me on Boxing Day. Love it. Xmas Day at relatives. Turkey is great when you are not cooking it. Exactly. I love a steak and kidney pie myself now, I have to say. But in Ireland, what kind of normally happens on Boxing Day is like it's a repeat of the dinner that you had Christmas Day. Then by the end of the week, then whatever turkey is left is stuck in a curry. So that's what we used to do. And New Year's Day, actually, we'd have whatever turkey was left, right? It'd be chopped up and it'd be put into it. My mum used to make a turkey curry. We'd have the turkey curry or fried rice. Lovely. Yeah, I'll try. I'll try. So the next time I'm doing one of me, because people don't believe that I actually make my own burgers, right? Um, because people think I buy pre-made burgers. Now I have put up burgers that I've told you that's pre-made, but I make my own burger. Cheryl will tell you I make my own burgers, right? Because I don't like store bought or the supermarket burgers that they make up for you, right? Because they put all other crap in it, right? So I buy different minces, right? I buy rib mince and normal steak mince, and I mix the two of them together. Little bit of salt, nothing major. Little bit of salt, right? And roll that pate up, right? Roll it into a ball and whack it on the frying pan, right? And squash it down until it looks like a bleeding burger, right? I'm not messing, right? Cheryl, obviously American, right? So burgers are a big thing over there. I think she will tell you, I'm not going to put words in her mouth, but I probably make the best burgers. Seriously, I prefer, look at, we went to restaurants and paid like 10 quid for a burger. I've made a better burger. Well, I used to be a chef, so like, I mean, used to work in restaurants, so I suppose if I didn't know how to make a fucking burger, I'd be a pretty bad fucking chef. Now, some people put a bit of egg in their burger to bind it up, right? I don't, right? Now, in the restaurant business where I worked, they actually like to put Dijon mustard in the mince, mix it all up so it bind it together, right? But I don't use any of that, right? You bind the burger up by keep rolling it in your hands and squashing it all up until it all binds naturally together. Put it in the ball, and then if you actually want to make the pate, then make the pate right there and then. Then what you do is you put the this is the mistake that people always make, right? You could do it two ways if you want to. I prefer the fridge. But when you make your burger, you have your pates up, put them on a plate or a tray, and put them in the fridge for about an hour, right? Now, if you don't want to put it in the fridge, put it in the freezer for 15 minutes, right? It just firms the burger up and keeps the burger in place. So when you put it on the frying pan, it cooks and it doesn't break up. You don't need to put anything in burgers to keep the mince binded together, right? I hate people that do that. I even see Gordon Ramsay do that when he's making burgers and stuff, and I've seen other chefs do it. And he's actually made them without the crap in them, right? Make your burgers without anything else in them. Obviously, if you like a bit of Dijon mustard in your burger because you want that bit of taste, go for it. And I will recommend, it's fucking gorgeous, by the way. I'd even go as far as if you wanted a nice beef burger, right? Throw in a bit of YR sauce. Mix it all up, and the taste of the YR sauce through the burger is lovely if you wanted to do that. You can put flavouring in your mince if you want to, but if you just want a proper beef burger, then put nothing in it except a pinch of salt, right? Roll it all up, bang. And I've put me burgers up, and they're stacked. They're proper stacked burgers, right? Because I don't do no fucking crap burgers. Seriously, man. I like me burgers. That's it, me seasoning done. That's it, mate. That's it. That's the biggest mistake all these fancy restaurants make, you know. Oh, what can we do to make our burger nice? Well, let's put a bit of blue cheese in the mince. Right? So they put a ball of blue cheese in the middle, right, and put two pates together to make it one burger so the blue cheese melts in the burger. Now, don't get me wrong, it's fucking lovely because I've tried it myself. It is lovely. But if you just want a plain cheeseburger, or you want a double cheeseburger, you know, pickles, onion. I put everything on my burger anyway. Cheryl, again, can't have onions, so I have to leave that out. But I do make a good burger. And I better stop talking about food now before I'll make everybody hungry. Noel Clark posted another little video. Yeah, Noel Clark update. So he'll let me know tomorrow when he's available for Brotherhood. So as soon as I know, I will let you guys know. But we're as I said, I've been keeping in contact with him anyway. So we're trying to arrange it now. So I'll know by tomorrow. He said leave it with him and he'd get back to me tomorrow. So we will if there's any other updates, I'll let you know. I think Gordon Ramsay is a bit of a plank. Oh no, Gordon Ramsay is a great chef. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't particularly have his attitude in the kitchen, but I did work under chefs who are exactly like him, as in attitude wise. And sometimes when you're working in that high stressed environment, you know, get good kick up the arse does get you in gear. See, kitchens are very stressful anyway. It doesn't matter. It's stressful for the head chef as well. Because remember, he's delegating as well. People don't understand actually how hard it is for a head chef or even a sous chef. You know, it's a hard job. You're delegating while you're getting your own stuff ready, and you're keeping an eye on everybody else as well to make sure that everything is being cut the exact way, things are being prepped properly. You know, even as far as the waitresses and all, making sure that the plates go out spot. Oh man, you've seen it. Well, you've kind of got a bit of a insight to what a kitchen looks like. Everybody is hungry now. Well, I'm going to piss you all off now because I'm going to go off now and make some food. But listen, if seriously though, I will seriously consider this, right? If you would like to see me doing, we'll start off with a burger, If someone would like to see how I go through the process of making one of me famous burgers, let me know in the comment section. When I'll tell you what I'll do, actually, even better. I'll put up on the community tab. I will ask if you would like me to do a video on how to create the perfect beef burger or whatever, right? The perfect burger, right? Let me know, right? And if it is something you would like to see, then in the community tab, you will see the question. Let me know underneath if you'd like to. Now, listen, if I don't get any comments, I'm not doing it because, so if you are serious and you would like to really see this, then go into the community tab. I'll throw it up as soon as we end this stream here now, right? I'll ask the question, would you like to see me do a bit of cooking on stream, right? And if it's something that you are really into, we can have it as a side section on the channel, and I'll do that. But leave a comment. If I don't see any comments, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to waste your time and my time doing it, right? It's something that, look, this is a big deal for me anyway, because, after my accident, I had to give up that whole career. And to be quite honest with you, Cheryl will tell you, I kind of fell out in love with cooking for a while, but now I'm actually enjoying it again. So to actually put stuff on camera is and even throw up those photographs is a big deal to me. So if it's something you really want to see, go into the community tab. Actually, do you know what we'll do? Hold on, I'll do it right now as we're sitting here. Right, so give me a second. I'll go into the community tab right now. Right, and then I'll post it in the chat. Right, so some of you can leave a comment as well. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe either. And again, we've gotten a flood of new subscribers. I don't know where they've came from, but I'm eternally grateful to the people that have been shouting out my channel, because obviously I have been getting shout outs because as I said, we've gotten a lot of new people join up. So I just want to say to you guys, I hope you are loving the content. Don't believe everything you hear about this channel. I'll judge for you ourselves, but we try to be fair on this channel, and again, our main goal on this channel is to give as many fans as possible a voice and to share their opinions. That's what we've always tried to do in the last 5 years that we've been doing this. So, yeah, thanks for joining. I hope you're enjoying it so far, and there will be plenty of content to come. So would you like to see me cook some food? No, would you like to see me do some? Yeah, I should write it that way. So, would you like to see me do some cooking videos? Right, question mark. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. I will make it as a poll. So there's just yes or no, just two options, just yes or no. I think that's better that way instead of getting them, because people mightn't bother. Probably won't bother texting. So that way, it's at least it's a poll, and people can actually vote. Right. So now that's the community tab. Right. So we'll get it up. So there you go. The poll is now active. There it is in the community tab. So it's posted in there now. So go and Go and vote, go and vote, go and vote. And if you'd like to see me make one of me burgers, and listen, if there's any suggestions from you guys or what type of burger you'd like to see as well, and if I can afford to actually buy the ingredients, don't go mental like folks, But I might even try create them, But something that I can actually eat, nothing ridiculous, like, I'm not gonna start making big ass fucking, like what you see on YouTube, these big burgers that you can't even get your mouth around and stuff like that. We have to be reasonable about it. Anyway, how about a TARDIS cake? Well, the oven that I have is not very good for bacon. So, to be honest with you, bacon is out of the question. Bacon is out of the question. See, it's very hard to judge our oven. We need a new one. So, but we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of bakers in my family as well. My mom's aunt was a bake, loved baking all the time. She even had her own. She had her own little copybooks. They were obviously handed over to family members after she passed away, but literally, our recipes are bleeding famous within the family. So, how about making a cheeseburger now? Yeah, I've done cheeseburgers before. I can make a nice cheeseburger. Someone says a weeping angel cake. Well, if I get my oven sorted and I can figure out cooking bacon in that oven without burning the food, then we will. When cooking turkey, chicken, and all of that, I have the oven sussed. But bacon is a different, because bacon is an exact. It's actually like, I would even say bacon is it's all about the quantities, and now and it can all fall apart. It's an exact science, as I would say. Bacon is. I have a lot of admiration for bakers out there, because it is not easy. It is not easy. Monster Burger, I used to make those when I was a kid. Buns, of course, they'll have buns. You can have the other type of buns that they have now. They have all different types of bleeding burger buns. But yeah, I will. As I said, vote away. I'll give the vote a week. I think that'll be fair. We'll give it a week. So this time next week. So someone remind me as well that this time next week to check the poll. So what day is it today? So it's Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah. So next Wednesday we will check the poll, see what votes we get, and whatever votes is there. Then if it's a yes, we'll give one a go. If it's a no, then obviously it doesn't happen. But we'll see what happens. Okay. Anyway, Cyberman cookies. People are giving their opinions. Yeah, listen, we'll start with the cooking first. Get the bacon is a different story altogether. But we'll see. We'll see anyway. So, okay, right. I'm gonna leave it there now and actually do a bit of cooking. See what we actually have for dinner. Yeah. I think we have pizza, but it's not homemade pizza. But I have made homemade pizza. And maybe I will make some homemade pizza. I love homemade pizza. I should start making homemade pizza again, actually. I used to make it when I first moved into this apartment. That's what I did. I actually made homemade pizza. I mean, my pizzas were huge. I think I put photographs up on Facebook ages ago of the pizzas before they went into the oven. But I used to actually make homemade pizza, and they were bleeding gorgeous. Bleeding gorgeous, man. So yeah, we'll try different stuff anyway, right? Um, and it'll be stuff as well. And then here's the thing: I'll make sure that the stuff that we do is easy for other people to cook as well. Because a lot of people ask me, I do get some questions behind the scenes. People asking me, "No, how long do I cook this for?" And Noel, is this safe to eat now because there's been so much time passed and all of this? So people have actually asked me questions before. So this will help some people as well that want to make, cheap meal, because you can buy big packets of mince nowadays, and you could get mince in butchers wherever you get your mince, but you can literally make your mince stretch out. You know what I mean? I made burgers the other day. No, I made burgers the other day, but I was able to make those burgers because I'd kept some of the mince after I'd made the spaghetti bolognese the day before. So you can make a couple of meals out of stuff. So that's what we'll do as well. We'll try make meals for people, especially that people that live on their own, that are looking for budget meals, stuff they can do with food that they mightn't thought of, so they could still, even though like they have to kind of save and stuff like that, but they're still eating good food, or at least making the food that you have more exciting. Here's another quick one for you. So if for people that especially live on your own, I've often done it myself when I lived on my own. Packets of noodles seem to be the thing that's cheap, pot noodles and stuff like that. But if you buy the packets of noodles or the noodle bowls that you buy where you add water, right? What you could do is take the noodles out of the packet, put it in a pot. Obviously, put your water in, boil it up to the noodles are soft. Put all your powder and stuff in it. Add a bit of onion, right? Let it cook up for a little bit, and then add a crack an egg into it, right? And then stir it all up until the egg starts to kind of bring it all together. Pour it onto a plate, and you have yourself some lovely egg noodles. And it'll fill you as well, because the egg is the thing that will fill you up along with the noodles. Trust me, I used to live on my own, so there were times where I had to scrape by. We've all had to do it. So we'll do that as well. We'll try to do budget meals and stuff like that. Make our food last longer. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Do you know how to cook smoked meat, like brisket, for instance? Well, you see, the thing about it is I live in an apartment, so I can't be cooking brisket here. An electricity bill. See, brisket for me, most Americans will cook it outdoors, because obviously you have to slow cook that baby. And you have to baste it. You have to pay attention to brisket, because it could dry out very quickly. So again, can't do it here. But I've never cooked brisket, if that's what you're asking, because it's not a thing that we'd cook in Ireland, really. I'm not saying brisket doesn't exist in Ireland, but what I'm saying is that for us, our main kind of meats are lamb, pork, stuff like that. The TARDIS takeaway zone. Yeah. Well, I mean, I could sell me fucking burgers, and I make great chips as well. But I fucking used me head, I could actually open up a little business here. Start selling me burgers and me fucking chips. I'd make a killing. But you can't. It's illegal. Because I'm in social housing, you can't run a business from your gaff unless you tell them, which means then they throw up your rent and all of that. It's disgraceful. They won't let you earn an extra few quid. They want to take it off you. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there so I can feed the wife and myself. But yeah, as I said, vote in that poll. Let me know what you think. Let's see, have we got any votes right now? It's saying 0 here, but because the screen has froze. So let's see. Right. So we've got 7 votes. So interestingly enough, though, 29% are saying no, and 71% so far saying yeah. But that's only 29, uh, 7 votes, I should say. But interesting. There are some people that are definitely a no. It says I have 6 comments, but only 3 are showing up. Oh, there's probably people that can comment that can't normally comment and stuff. Right. Well, as I said, we'll see how it goes anyway. Vote away, and as I said, I will keep an eye on it. This time next week, we will check out the poll and see where it is. Great suggestions today, chat. Happy who and happy cooking. Bye bye, says Rob. Thanks for the live. Have a lovely evening. Enjoy. Yeah, gotta run. Yeah, let's all go and get our grub. So thank you for tuning in. We will talk to you soon. Thanks again for the support, as I said, and go and vote in that poll. Let me know what you think, and if you are all up for it, sure, why not? Let's give it a go. Anyway, and we'll see if we can kind of come up with names for the burgers that kind of tie in with Doctor Who, maybe, right? Just to give it a bit of fun, a fun element to it. So yeah, right. Anyway, see you later, folks. Have a good one. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.